What's up? It's recovery zone Michael again. Trying to just get back in the mojo. So another 1 hour spin in zone 1. You can see my face is still a complete mess. Not looking great. Not that my face looks great, primarily anyway, but the extra growth on my lips seems to be going down, which is a joy. That was not fun. Anyway, so my thought for the day. I was having a brief conversation with one of the famous triathlon Instagrammers, Triathlon Taran, yesterday about Ironman and about whether Ironman are being fair to their worldwide athletes about cancellations of races, etc, etc. Loads of different opinions on that. And that kind of got me thinking a little bit. So one of the things that I'm quite big on in terms of, well, whenever I coach my own clients, and when I say coach, I'm a personal trainer, I'm not a coach, so train my own clients, yeah? So when I train my own clients and we work around what their challenges are and stuff, one of my big things is you want to control the controllables and let go of the things that you can't control. And that kind of comes a little bit from a really, really good book that you should go and check out if you haven't checked it out already. Most people have. It's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by the late, great Stephen Covey, who unfortunately was killed in a cycling accident not that long ago. Very sad. Anyway, I'm disappearing off the screen here. So, one of the things that he teaches is sphere of influence versus sphere of concern, right? So, put it most simply is you will have lots of things that are in your sphere of concern. So they have an impact on you, yeah? So at the moment that might be that, you know, you can't get out of the house. It might be that you've got races getting cancelled. It might be that you love riding your bike in the lanes and you just can't do it, whatever. So those are all sphere of concern things. And then you have a sphere of influence. And the sphere of influence, if you can imagine 2 circles, you've got the outer one, which is the sphere of concern. Sphere of influence sits within the sphere of concern, right? Now, the sphere of influence, if you focus all of your time on your sphere of concern, which is things that are happening to you that you don't necessarily have any control over, that you can't really have an effect on, then your sphere of influence becomes tiny. But if you forget about the sphere of concern stuff, ultimately, the sphere of concern stuff's going to happen anyway, right? Doesn't matter if you think about it. So, if you've been put into, like, we haven't been put into government quarantine, we've been told to stay at home, but whatever. Like, we should be doing that anyway. But anyway, you can't control that, right? You can't do anything about it. That's going to be there anyway. So, giving that your energy and your time, pointless. It's going to be there anyway. Doesn't matter. And that makes your sphere of influence smaller. Your sphere of influence is stuff that you can actually have an effect on. It's stuff that, you know, if you do something about, it'll be more positive. So, sphere of influence things are things like, okay, so I know that I'm stuck at home and I can't work, and that whenever I go back to work, things are going to be tough because potentially there's going to be a financial downturn. Right, cool. That's sphere of concern, but there's sphere of influence within that, because what you can turn around and do is say, right, well, I know that after this is all over, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but I can be as prepared as possible for that outcome. So I could take an online course. I could potentially get qualified in something that, you know, maybe holds my attention more than the job that I had before, and use this time to go and do that. And there's loads of other areas around that as well. So things like, if you talk about your own fitness, you could be saying, oh, well, I can't get to the gym because all the gyms are closed. That's sphere of concern, right? But where you could then turn around and say, okay, so sphere of influence is, I can still exercise at home. So how can I research exercise that's going to help me to get me to my goals? And that doesn't just mean blindly signing up to like Joe Bloggs' boot camp because it's there. What I mean by that is research methods that potentially are going to help you with your goals. If you've got a hypertrophy goal or a muscle building goal, doing a boot camp with somebody probably ain't going to help that. But there are ways that you could work to still at least keep you on track, yeah? That's sphere of influence. And the really cool thing is, when you spend your time and your energy on your sphere of influence, it grows. Yeah, the stuff from the sphere of concern suddenly gets minimized and the sphere of influence becomes bigger. And the cool thing about the sphere of influence is that the sphere of influence breeds calm because you're having a positive effect on your surroundings. So you're no longer being controlled by everything that's going on around you. You are taking control of the situation. Which leads me back, it's very Billy Connolly style this, yeah? Talk about something, disappear off on a tangent, come back to the conversation that we were having about Ironman. And where that leaves me, because I was very much falling into the sphere of concern over the last little while and being like, oh, I don't know whether it's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I don't know whether it's going to get cancelled and what's going to happen. I was kind of consuming rubbish content about it and all that kind of stuff. So what I've done is I've brought it into my sphere of influence. And to bring it into the sphere of influence means you need to make a decision. So the decision is this. And I'm going to make this decision in the next couple of days probably, but because I'm thinking about it, sphere of influence is growing. Do I withdraw from Ironman UK? Give it up as a bad job for this year? Ultimately, if I go and race it, I'm not going to be at my best because we're all trapped indoors. So, is it better to just postpone and do something next year? The big talk was, are certain race organisers holding off their announcements for so long that they don't have to give refunds and stuff? I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. If they are, I think that's a pretty bad show. I understand the businesses are struggling, but like, I don't know. It's catch-22. Like, there's loads of small business owners out there that are really, really struggling, that are actually doing a really good job of looking after their customers. I think that large organisations probably need to do a bit better with that. Anyway, to bring it into that sphere of influence, cancel the entry, postpone it to a race next year. What that does mean is that no Kona. Next year Kona is not going to happen anyway because it's my wife's birthday on the same day and she ain't up for that. It's going to be Vegas next year again, fun times. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. So have a think, like that's my personal experience. How does this impact on you? So how can you take yourself out of the sphere of concern where things are happening and it's impacting you, but you don't feel that you've got any control and therefore it doesn't give you any peace of mind? How can you spin that, swing it, and take back the control? So bring it within the sphere of influence. And usually, in any situation, all you've got to do is look a little bit deeper at it, yeah, and take ownership of it. Even if it's something that looks on face value that it's not really something you can do anything about. Like, I'm trapped at home and there's nothing I can do. Well, there's plenty that you can do. Just think about how you do it. Cool, guys. I hope, as always, you're well, that you're surviving, that you're healthy. And guys, please stay at home. Other than some gentle exercise. keeping people at that 2 meter length. Cheers. Hello.